If you believe the torrent of media reports, the fastest growing sport in America is called pickleball. But if you pay close enough attention, you'll see that there's another fast growing pastime in America: hating pickleball. On today's lesson, I will attempt to present a balanced view of this activity that's sweeping the country. Hi there, everyone. I'm Jeff, and this is Plain English, where we help you upgrade your English with current events and trending topics. This is lesson 570, which means you can find the full lesson at plainenglish.com/570. JR is the producer, and he is the one who makes sure all our learning resources are available to you on time every Monday and Thursday, 52 weeks a year. Coming up today, pickleball. It's a sport, I think. It's a game, at least, and it's the latest craze in towns and neighborhoods around America. But not everyone is happy about it. You'll hear why people love it and love to hate it in today's lesson. You'll also learn how to use the English expression backed by, and we have a quote of the week. Ready? Let's get going. The best way to describe pickleball is this. It's like a combination of tennis, table tennis, and badminton. Like all three of those, it's a paddle sport where you hit a ball across a net, and your job is to prevent your opponent from returning the ball. Pickleball is played on a hard surface with a low net, like tennis. You use a hard paddle, not a racket with strings. In that way, it's like ping pong. The ball is hard plastic with holes in it, so like a shuttlecock in badminton, it doesn't travel far even if you hit it hard. The court is the size of a badminton court. Most people play doubles. Pickleball advocates call it a sport. Its detractors sneer that it's merely an activity. Whatever you call it, and we'll just call it a game, you can't deny that it's popular in the United States. It's so popular, in fact, that pickleballers complain of a nationwide shortage of courts. They play from dawn to dusk on converted tennis courts, basketball courts, or, if they're lucky, on dedicated pickleball courts in their town or neighborhood. It's mostly popular in small towns, and it's extremely popular with retirees and older adults. Fans say the game is easy to learn, competitive but friendly, and you don't need a lot of expensive equipment to get started. The game was invented in the 1960s by a handful of families in Washington state. They wanted an outdoor activity that multiple generations in the family could play together, from kids to grandparents. They certainly accomplished that. For kids, the game is competitive and easy to understand. For grandparents, it's a way to get moving without having to run too far or put too much pressure on the joints. Fans say that the game's popularity exploded during the pandemic when people were looking for outdoor ways to socialize and keep moving. As more and more people played in their neighborhoods, a whole industry cropped up to serve them. Sporting goods stores and specialty stores can sell you the equipment. Pickleball books can teach you the rules. Pickleball blogs keep you up to date on the latest trends. There are even pickleball podcasts to listen to as you drive to your next game. City dwellers play pickleball too. New indoor courts in central locations cater to professionals, birthday parties, and corporate events. Lifetime Fitness, a nationwide chain of gyms, is building hundreds of courts. Celebrities have joined the fun. George Clooney, Leonardo DiCaprio, Will Smith, and Ellen DeGeneres have all said they play. Bill Gates has played since he was a kid. There are now competing professional leagues, complete with sponsorships and long-term contracts. One is backed by a venture capital firm and tied up some of the game's most popular professionals in exclusive contracts. The game is regularly featured on morning news segments and has been in all the biggest newspapers, magazines, and websites in America, thanks, no doubt, to an aggressive public relations push from the businesses with a financial interest in the game. Sports television networks, even the Tennis Channel, are starting to broadcast pickleball tournaments. It's hard to believe, but there are some people who don't love pickleball. Scratch that. There are some people who hate pickleball. The complaints come in a few forms. First, it's noisy. 4 people play on a pickleball court. You can fit 3 pickleball courts on a typical tennis court. And in a lot of places, that's the exact arrangement. So you can have 12 people playing the game on the size of 1 tennis court. And pickleballers are social. They talk the whole time. It's easy since the courts are small and the players are close together. What's more, the game play is noisy. When the solid paddle hits the plastic ball, it makes a high-pitched noise. The high pitch makes the sound carry farther. It's more disruptive and distracting to humans than the lower pitch of a tennis ball. And again, since the courts are smaller, the ball is hit more often than it would be in a tennis match. All this has caused conflict between pickleballers and neighbors. People complain that they can't leave their windows open or enjoy their porches due to the annoying sound of pickleball from dawn to dusk. There are now pickleball noise consultants who, for a fee, help towns and neighborhood associations install noise barriers around pickleball courts. Non-pickleballers don't appreciate having to pay the cost of new courts and noise absorption with their taxes or neighborhood association fees. Lawsuits are flying back and forth. Friendships have been ruined. Families are divided. Then there are the tennis players. Their problem is this: there's a limited number of tennis courts in a town or neighborhood. And now a lot of them are being used for pickleball, so it's harder to play a game of tennis. When you can find a court, tennis players often have to contend with pickleball on the adjacent court, with a lot of talking and laughing and drinking. There might even be absent-minded senior citizens running onto the tennis court without warning, chasing down their errant pickleballs. It's an understatement to say there's a culture clash between staid tennis and casual pickleball. Pickleballers use the word tennis like it's a swear word, meaning too serious or too competitive. Tennis star Martina Navratilova tweeted that pickleballers should build their own courts instead of using tennis courts. Ouch. You will never catch me playing pickleball. If you ever do, if you ever see me playing pickleball, take a picture and tag me on Instagram at Plain English Pod. If that ever happens, if you ever find me playing pickleball, I will eat a pickleball live on YouTube. If you ask people, now this is where I'm going to drop all pretense of presenting both sides. If you ask people why they like pickleball, they say, it's easy. I don't know, fine. But if you're trying to convince me to do something, saying it's easy is not the way to do it. I saw a hilarious article in GQ that compared pickleball to fidget spinners. Do you know what those are? Those are the cheap plastic things that children put on their fingers and they spin them around and they make noise. I died laughing. That is perfect. Pickleball is a fidget spinner for adults. It's easy, it's cheap, it's noisy, and it drives everyone around you crazy. Today, I'm going to show you how to use the English expression backed by. We use this when one person or organization is providing support, resources, or expertise to another. The receiver of this support is backed by the giver of this support. Pickleball is a friendly game to play in the neighborhood, right? Yes, right. But it's also big business. The Professional Pickleball Association is backed by the billionaire owner of a professional hockey team. Major League Pickleball is backed by a hedge fund investor. New teams in Major League Pickleball are backed by celebrity investors, including sports stars and actors. In this case, we use backed by to mean the pickleball leagues and teams are financially supported by those celebrity owners. I don't think this is all profitable yet. So the wealthy owners contribute money to the teams and the leagues. So while these teams and leagues are getting going, they need financial support. Someone needs to make the investment now, hoping that it all makes a profit later. So we can say these teams and leagues are backed by these celebrity investors. Backed by means the celebrity investors, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, they give money, they give expertise, they give publicity, they give support to the pickleball teams and leagues. So we say the teams and leagues are backed by celebrity investors. Chick-fil-A will be expanding internationally. You heard that a few weeks ago. Expanding internationally is expensive. So how are they going to do that? The initiative is backed by a $1 billion investment. That means $1 billion is going to support Chick-fil-A's new initiative to expand abroad. These cases have been about money, but it doesn't have to be. Let's say your town is considering building a new pickleball court and you are in favor. So you might go to a public meeting and say, this proposal is backed by a majority of the residents in the town. That means a majority of residents in the town support this proposal. I had a delicious lunch the other day, and guess what was in it? Activated charcoal. We talked about that in lesson 561. All the bread at this cafe was proudly made with activated charcoal. I smiled as I ate it, knowing that many of the supposed benefits are not backed by scientific research. That means scientific research does not support the marketing claims made about activated charcoal. The sandwich was good, though. Backed by experts. You'll see that in a lot of marketing and online articles. These 7 exercises can help you reduce fat, backed by experts. The claim is they're supported by experts. When I worked in business consulting, I had exposure to a lot of investment decisions, companies buying companies or assets. So let's say an investor is going to buy a portfolio of warehouses, a real estate deal. When you buy warehouses, you want to know, are the warehouses leased to other companies? When you're the proud new owner of these warehouses, will you be getting a rent check on the first of the next month? So a lot of times during the sales process, the seller would say, this portfolio is backed by long-term leases. That means this portfolio of warehouses is supported by long-term leases. You should pay us money because behind the sticker price, giving support to your investment is the security of long-term leases. And individual leases might be backed by big companies. So if Amazon signs a 10-year lease for a warehouse, Amazon promises to pay the rent. That's pretty good security, pretty good support behind the contract. The lease is backed by a huge company with excellent credit. Other times, investors would buy companies, not hard assets. In those cases, you might say a company is backed by an experienced management team. That means the company's managers have a lot of experience in the industry, and that all supports the company. The company is supported by the experienced management team. Here's kind of a funny quote for this week. It's by the famous American attorney Clarence Darrow. He said, "History repeats itself. That's one of the things wrong with history." All right, on that note, we will wrap up Plain English for today, Monday, May 8th, 2023. Remember, the full lesson, including the transcript, is online at plainenglish.com/570. I wanted to say thanks to all the members who have connected with us on Instagram at Plain English Pod. I've gotten some good notes, some good feedback, and really nice to see even more of you on there. If you haven't checked us out on Instagram, please do so now at Plain English Pod. Coming up on Thursday, it's curtains for Broadway's longest running musical. We'll tell you all about it on the next Plain English. See you then.